Hey YouTube, this is me again, coming back to ask this question real quick. And this had to do with like a long time ago when I went to New York City. And this one lady said, and I quote, "Oh, well, anyone who's under the age of 30 has to call me Miss so and so. If you're over the age of 30, then you don't, but if you're under the age of 30, it's definitely most necessary and most important that you call me Miss." I'm like, why is it most necessary that I call you Miss? What's the point in that? Then she's like, she ain't trying to feel old, but you want to be called Miss. Last time I checked, Miss is a title that's supposed to tell you that you're an older person, who I guess in some way deserves their respect because they've been down here a long time. But anywho, one thing that came to my mind is a lot of older people like to be called Mr. and Mrs. And I do understand that came from some back in the day respect stuff, but if y'all want respect, why can't y'all just, I don't know, respect people and be called by your name, not a title? And just give the same respect you get. Thank you, please. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. I don't know why you need to be called Mrs. and Mr. That is weird. Like, then I asked this one chick that was older than me that I worked at my job at the museum with. I asked her about that. I asked her, like, how do you feel if somebody younger than you call you by your name? Do you feel offended if they don't call you Miss? And she's like, no. I'm like, so you're not mad if they call you by your name? She said, no. And I asked her why, and she said, because that's my name. So I'm like, you don't feel no type of way if they don't call you Miss? She's like, no. I don't know why I would. I was like, yeah, good point. And she was like, that's just some stuff that was made way back for control purposes. I was like, yep, yeah, it is. Then I start thinking, Jesus don't demand to get called Mr. Jesus. God don't demand to be called Mr. God. But humans want to be called Mr. and Mrs. What's up with that? Do y'all really got that high of an ego that you have to put a Mr. or a Mrs. next to your name? Like I said, if Jesus and God don't demand that title, why do y'all? I don't understand it. Like you pray to Jesus. Oh, dear Mr. Jesus. You never hear anyone say that. Oh, dear Mr. God. You never hear anyone say that. Or anytime somebody of a religious nature prays to their God, you don't hear them call them Mr. or Mrs. You just hear them call them by their God's name. But humans got to be called Mr. or Mrs. Or Mr. Mrs. I don't know. But seriously, why? Why does y'all ego need to be so highly lifted like that? What is the point? Like, I can call Jesus, Jesus, and God, God. There's no offense to that. Can't call a grown human by their name. Just like I remember one time when I lived on the north side, this one guy whose name was Mr. Bruce, I called him Bruce. He got upset, going to say, don't you ever call me by my first name. I'm an older man. You're a young kid. I'm not your equal. I was like, okay. Like, you call me Mr. Bruce. See, that's the problem with you young people. Y'all ain't got no respect. I'm like, well, did I call you a bitch-ass nigga? Did I call you a pussy? Did I call you a bald-headed fuck? I don't think so. I said, Bruce. Don't you call me Bruce. My name is Mr. Bruce. You don't tell me, or you don't call me by no name. I'm a man. You're a child. I'm not your equal. You never say that. I was like, so you're not my equal. Okay, well, all right. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. All right. But seriously, why?